Hello, Sagittarius. I feel a quiet sense of peace, just sensing your presence here. Really. Before we go any further, I invite you to pause, take a slow, deep breath, and let everything around you soften for a moment. This moment is just for you, no one else. I am a traveler through light and belief, and today, I've chosen to speak with you, with complete honesty. No hurry, no hiding, just a soul-to-soul whisper across space and silence. If you're reading these words, this isn't coincidence. It's not curiosity. It's an invitation. One the universe has been sending for a while now, waiting for you to be ready to open the door. Because something inside you is waking up. A deep part of you that's been quiet, patient, is finally asking to be heard. You've been longing for a sign, not in words, but in a feeling, a quiet knowing rising from within, that what you've sensed for so long is real, that you are not alone in this wave of change, that you're not weak for wanting to let go, and that there is a transformation unfolding within you, quiet but deep. Right now, your energy field is opening a new passage. Not the easy road, but the true one. This path may stir up everything inside you. Emotions you've buried, boundaries you've blurred, long ignored needs that now rise like waves. But they're not here to drown you. They're here to remind you you are alive and you deserve to live in the fullness of who you truly are. I can feel how long you've endured and adapted to a space that no longer feeds your spirit. You chose silence out of duty. You sacrificed your own wants to keep the peace. You suppressed your wounds so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable, and you've done it so well. Some people forgot you could even feel pain, but I know. You've laughed while your heart felt empty. You've lifted others while carrying your own exhaustion. You've held space for everyone while no one held it for you. Sometimes you felt something was off, like life had drifted out of orbit, but you couldn't quite explain why, like you were living a version of yourself shaped by what others needed from you. Sleepless nights, feeling like a stranger, even in a room full of people. And in those quiet moments, you whispered to yourself, is this the life I chose, or am I just living for someone else? And slowly, you began to realize there were energies around you, not harming you directly, but draining you quietly. A look, a joke that made you feel small, an awkward silence between people who were supposed to love you. Some people didn't admire you. They watched you with suspicion, with envy masked in politeness, or with intentions to subtly control. And you felt it, even when no one said a word, even when no one dared name it. Your body knew, your intuition spoke up, but you tried to dismiss it, you tried to blend in. You tried to convince yourself, it's probably just me, I'm too sensitive. But no, you weren't imagining it, and you do not need to apologize for how deeply you feel. You've moved through so many chapters where your strength was silent. No one saw you collapse because you'd already learned how to rise before anyone noticed. No one heard you cry, because you'd already wiped your tears before the door opened. But today, I don't want you to keep holding yourself together. I don't want you to keep bracing yourself to be strong. Today, I want to remind you, you don't need to be strong to be worthy of love. You don't need to explain yourself to be respected. You don't need to change to deserve your place in this world. You are healing, and healing isn't a destination, it's a journey where every step, no matter how slow, is a victory for your soul. Healing doesn't begin when someone else finally treats you right. It begins the moment you realize you deserve it and you stop tolerating anything less. If you've ever felt misunderstood, if you've ever felt like you were too much or not enough, I want you to remember, those who truly love light will never fear the light inside you, and anyone with a whole heart will never make you question your own worth. Don't let your old wounds turn you bitter. Let them be the reason you love yourself more, not less. Because what you need now isn't permission. It's a quiet inner agreement that you will no longer step away from yourself, just to be accepted. I know who you are, Sagittarius. You didn't come here to blend in. You came to blaze a path for yourself and for those brave enough to follow the highest calling of the heart. So if something inside you is stirring as you hear this, I invite you to write down a gentle vow for yourself. I choose to step out of the dark. I choose to return to the light within me. Not for interaction, but so the universe knows you're ready for the next chapter. The one where you no longer ask for permission to be who you truly are. And I'll be right here with you until the moment you believe it. With your whole heart, you've sensed strange movements around you, objects out of place, signs repeating, last-minute changes in plans that made no sense at first. You've wondered if you were just imagining it all. But no, it wasn't your imagination. It was your soul's early warning system, a radar so finely tuned, only those shaped by storms can carry it. You are someone who holds two arrows at once, one aimed at the sky of ideals, one anchored deep in the earth to stay balanced. Sagittarius rarely fears change, but you do sometimes fear that if you change too much, the old world you once belonged to may no longer fit your new footsteps. You've passed through heavy energetic spaces, places where soft words hid sharp judgment, where competition was disguised as feedback, where silence lingered longer than many honest answers. And still, you stayed. Not because you were weak, but because you believed in the magic of offering one more chance, one more day, one more act of kindness. But Sagittarius wasn't born to settle. You were born to be true. And today, you're standing at the edge of a grand realignment, where your physical space, emotional center, and soul destiny are being recalibrated like planets returning to their rightful orbit. You used to think it was your willpower that helped you survive the chaos. But the deeper truth is, you always knew when to pull your bowstring tight and when to step back quietly to avoid fighting battles that were never yours. You don't lash out, you observe. Through the lens of wisdom, you slow down. Right when others spiral, you shift direction without ever announcing your route. That's not weakness. That's high-level survival. It's intuition, strategy, and silent resolve, working as one. The unseen guides around you, the signs, the timings, the coincidences, they've always stepped in, closing doors that would have led to future chaos. The universe protects in quiet ways. It scrambles the signal early, so you won't stay trapped in the wrong illusion for too long. And because you're sensitive, because you see early, because you quietly withdrew at the right time, those bigger storms never reached the core of your energy. That tells us something real. safety doesn't always come from bracing against the storm. Sometimes it comes from choosing to leave the shore before the sky ever goes dark. Now, you're entering a cycle where the archer isn't running away, but recalibrating what freedom really means in your life. These new boundaries you're forming, they don't push you away from the world. They guide you closer to the parts of the world that actually lift you up, not just mold you down to size. A new opportunity is approaching, clear and sharp, like the vibration of a string in the quiet of night, or a message you overhear by chance that suddenly straightens your spine, opens your eyes and reminds you, you are bigger than your fear. And no, it won't make you harder. It'll make you more conscious, more deliberate. With the energy you choose to let near you, you'll feel the urge to purge your space, your objects, your rhythms, and those long-expired emotions you've held onto just in case they were needed someday. But the moment you release that last object, you'll understand what you really let go of wasn't a keepsake. It was an old version of you, the one who carried too much for too long, without once asking for anything in return. Sagittarius doesn't feel heavy when letting go. You feel heavy when you stay too long in something that no longer belongs to your evolving path. This cleansing won't be chaotic. It'll feel sacred, like a quiet ritual, like paying off an old debt to the past so your future can sign a new contract of light with you. When you clear the space outside, you're clearing the space within. When you let go of papers, souvenirs, expired energy, you're declaring, I'm ready to live for the answers, not for questions I was never allowed to ask. With each layer you release, your soul's nervous system begins to shift, your sleep deepens, your body feels lighter. Hunger returns, not as an emotional craving, but as an honest rhythm of need, not too much, not too little. And your smile, no longer a mask of silent endurance, becomes a quiet signal that your soul has finally earned the right to speak, without having to shout. Because the highest lesson of Sagittarius is not about always moving fast, it's about moving in the right direction. Even if no one stands close enough to witness how you change course in the most miraculous of ways. And if there's one message for you to carry forward today, it's this. You didn't survive because you were stubborn with fire in your hand. You survived because you were born to hold the torch. And you knew the moment you had to raise it, to light an entirely new sky for your own life. The changes within you are becoming undeniable. No grand declarations, no dramatic gestures, just your presence alone is enough to make people pause. They might not be able to name it, but they feel it. And that is enough to quietly shake the foundations of old relationships built on the version of you who once compromised too often, who always gave in. Not every relationship will end in anger. Some will simply fade like smoke, because they no longer reflect who you are. And that's not a loss. You're not losing anyone. You're just walking away from attachments that once held you hostage to fear. At the same time, new connections will begin to appear. Slowly, quietly. But something in their eyes will feel like home. A kind of honesty that doesn't have to try. A foundation not built on stories, but on real listening. On mutual respect that doesn't need to be proven. Someone will arrive, not to rescue you, but to walk beside you on this unnamed path you're choosing now. They won't come through a loud doorway. They'll come through frequency, through a resonance you can't explain, only recognize. You'll no longer twist yourself to fit. Instead, you'll finally breathe at your own rhythm in a bond that honors your timing. In your work and finances, there will be movement too, not in the form of big waves, but steady shifts, enough to help you feel like you're finally rising to the surface after treading water for far too long. Projects that once stalled will stir again. People who stayed silent will respond. And the opportunity you once hesitated to claim, maybe because you didn't trust yourself yet, will return in a new form. And this time, you'll be ready. But I want you to be careful of one thing. Old energies may reappear. A message from someone who once hurt you. A passing comment that carries a memory. A whisper from the past dressed like a joke. But you'll know. This isn't care. It's a test. A test to see if you still react, if you still wobble, if you still answer that old door. And if you stay silent, if you don't engage, the cycle closes on its own. Not because you won, but because you finally stopped playing. As you move deeper into this shift, your intuition will sharpen beyond logic. You won't need proof. You'll just know. Know when something is for you. Know when a place no longer fits. Know before the call comes. Before the moment lands, before the shift arrives, your dreams will get clearer. The numbers, the music, the wind, they'll start to speak, and you won't doubt yourself anymore when they do, because this level of awareness has always been with you. It was just waiting for you to feel safe enough to enter it fully. There is protection around you now, not loud, but undeniable. Someone from your bloodline, whether close or passed on, is watching over you, not interfering, but guiding. You may have felt a strange calm in moments when panic would have made sense. That wasn't random, it was a signal that you've never been truly alone. The next home, or the next big opportunity, will come cloaked in light. A place where you can rest without needing to stay alert. A space where your voice won't be drowned out, where your inner voice will finally be heard again. Like it was when you still believed in magic, without needing a reason. And from that place, you will begin to rebuild, not from survival, but from conscious, radiant, sovereign choice. This is not just an external change, this is a complete rebirth. An old version of you will be laid to rest, gently, without blame. Old mistakes will dissolve like steam. The guilt that once weighed you down will no longer anchor you. You won't carry other people's stories anymore. You won't live just to prove you are lovable, or worthy, or forgivable. This new maturity doesn't come because someone apologized or returned. It comes because you stopped waiting for the apology and started living like you had nothing left to prove, not even to yourself. From now on, you won't choose from pain. You'll choose from clarity. You won't say yes out of fear of losing, but because something is truly worth keeping. You won't go quiet out of exhaustion, but because peace matters more than reacting. And that is how a Sagittarius truly matures, not by running from the past, but by knowing exactly where the true homecoming begins. From this moment forward, something subtle, but undeniable, begins to move within you. It's not loud, not dramatic, but steady, like an underground stream tapping beneath your skin. Your sense of time begins to shift too. What once made you wait in agony now passes like a breeze. What once made you feel rushed now lands as soft as a feather, and you no longer force yourself into the urgency that doesn't match your heartbeat. You begin choosing, not out of habit, but from awareness. Who gets to enter your energy field? Which conversations you truly want to continue? Which invitations you decline, with a smile and without guilt? You no longer need to explain your decisions. You no longer feel the need to prove you're right. A new kind of quiet is forming, not the quiet of emptiness, but the quiet of someone who has stopped fighting herself. Loneliness now becomes something else, a sky of your own, where you sit with your tea and finally hear your own heart without noise of opinions or expectations or someone else's hurry. For the first time in a long time, you begin treating yourself, not with pressure to rise above, but with respect, as if you see yourself in the mirror and simply nod. No fixing, no criticizing, no postponing. You begin asking different questions to things you used to accept without thinking. Do I really want this? Am I living in rhythm with my own soul? Or am I copying a model that expired long ago? What is truly mine? And what am I only holding on to because someone once expected me to? This is not a phase of cutting ties. It's a phase of cleansing, the journey of someone who walks through a door without needing to slam it shut. And the process is lighter than you expected. Something inside you is waking. Old memories surface, not to punish, but to be held in the light. Old words, old faces, old moments. They return, not to haunt you, but to be seen one last time, through eyes that are no longer carrying pain. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of what happened. You look at who you were back then and smile gently. I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. And with just that, forgiveness starts flowing through your bones like a healing river. You begin to speak differently. Fewer words, but deeper meaning. No need to raise your voice to be heard. No need to argue to be believed. A new power begins to emanate from you. A confidence that requires no costume, and people notice. Some will admire you, some will feel confused, because they can no longer control you like before. Both reactions are valid, both are necessary to redefine your boundaries. And when your energy changes, your body always responds first. You may begin shifting your rhythm, sleeping differently, eating differently, moving more, not out of trend, not out of discipline, but because your body, like a map, is showing you the rhythm that truly nourishes you. This is no longer a journey of survival. It is a rebirth. You no longer seek approval every time you pivot. You start trusting your instincts more than any survey. Your confidence no longer belongs to the crowd. It belongs to your center. And alongside it comes the clarity of who truly deserves to enter your inner world. You learn how to help others without dissolving in their problems. A kind of compassion with boundaries, a kindness with awareness. And then a door of creativity opens. You begin feeling the urge to express something, not to make great art, but just to be honest. Maybe writing, maybe singing, maybe sharing, maybe doing something that once made you feel alive. Even emotional justice begins to form, not always in the form of an apology, but sometimes in the quiet confirmation of something you once doubted that now becomes clear. A memory that once made you feel like you were wrong is now seen through the lens of truth. And just like that, you are free, not because someone handed you justice, but because you stopped needing it in order to go on. You stop carrying what was never yours to hold. You choose to act from your light, not your wounds. And in that moment, you are no longer someone who is healing. You have become the healing itself. Every mask will eventually fall. Every hidden intention will become transparent. Every scattered memory will slowly find its rightful place. And when that happens, your heart, the heart that's always been willing to forgive, will finally touch something it thought was out of reach. Peace, without needing a reason. For the first time in a very long time, you are no longer walking forward out of fear. You are no longer choosing to avoid pain. From now on, every step you take will be a choice born from self-respect, from deep awareness of your worth, not the worth others gave you, but the worth you've found in your own hands, your own scars, your own laughter that once broke under grief. You will be offered a chance, not brand new, but returned to you from a stronger place. An old project, a forgotten dream, a soul calling you once paused. This time, you won't return to continue the old story. You'll return with new eyes, a new system of values, a new stance that no longer begs for opportunity, but opens its own doors. And because you have changed, so will the story. You will walk a path, not necessarily long, not necessarily dramatic, but one that touches something deep within you. It might be an unexpected trip, a casual stop, a passing conversation, but it will make you look at your life with eyes you've never used before. This shift is not just a change of scenery, it is a change of being. Emotionally, you will no longer crave chaotic love. You will realize love doesn't have to be complicated to be deep. It doesn't need to hurt to be worth keeping. Genuine love, quiet, stable, honest, is what your soul has longed for, but never believed it truly deserved. Until now. And of course, there will still be moments you doubt yourself. All true growth feels overwhelming, but you will no longer destroy yourself over a passing thought. You will no longer give up just because the sky is cloudy today. You've learned the art of waiting without despair. You trust without demanding proof. And one morning, an ordinary one, you'll wake up with a strange feeling in your chest. You won't be able to name it. It won't be attached to a message, or a moment, or a reason. But you'll know, deep in your being, something inside you has finally settled. That day won't come with fireworks, no grand milestones, no trophies or applause, but you'll remember it for the rest of your life, because that is the day you'll know you have finally returned to yourself. You don't need to erase your old story to live a new one. You're not deleting it. You're integrating it. You're learning how to hold it all. The mistakes, the choices, the ego, and the light. As part of your becoming, you're entering a phase where the most important decisions won't come from announcements or group discussions. They'll rise from your silence, from changes so subtle no one notices, but powerful enough to reorganize your entire inner architecture. One day, you'll look back and realize you no longer fall into the old storylines. Some people no longer call, some judgments no longer weigh you down, and certain conversations you once replayed in your head now feel distant, not because you've grown cold, but because you no longer need them to prove that you exist. The theme of identity rises again, not to build a personal brand, but to look yourself in the eyes and ask, who am I when no one is watching? What do I truly love? What feeds my soul? And what quietly drains me that I've been pretending to tolerate? These questions won't confuse you. They'll illuminate you. They'll become your compass, guiding you to quieter, deeper choices. When you're in alignment with yourself, life doesn't necessarily get easier, but it becomes clearer. You'll know why you choose something. You'll stop saying yes out of fear of being left behind. You'll stop pretending you're fine just to avoid questions. You'll start handling your emotions like an adult, not by suppressing them, but by letting them move through you. When you're sad, you won't fake a smile. When you're angry, you won't pretend to forgive. But you also won't explode. You'll simply be honest, present, and within all of that, there is a beauty no words can truly describe. It's when you start living like someone who has forgiven themselves, who understands why they once broke, and also knows why. They're now the ones stitching the pieces back together, with their own hands, with their own heart, with the vow to never abandon themselves again. If a small joy comes to visit, don't brace for it to leave. Let yourself have it. Live fully inside it. Feel your heart beat with it, without tying it to fear, without rushing to protect it from the future. This ability to feel, without clinging, that's the most sacred gift this transformation is offering you now. And deeper still, I see subtle energy lines in your family field shifting. There will be a conversation that can no longer be avoided. A talk with someone close to you. Someone you've held back from speaking your truth to know it, for fear of reopening an old wound. The words might not come easy. There might be hesitation. There might be tears. But eventually, there will be release. Not because everything is magically resolved, but because, for the first time, the truth is no longer being buried. And when truth is spoken from a sincere place, an old energy breaks open and is set free. You begin to look at your past not through the lens of pain, but through understanding. Memories that used to tighten your chest start to soften. Some people who once held the lead role in your life story, you'll hold now with quiet gratitude, not pain. Others, the ones who brought you to tears, will start to lose their grip. They will no longer control your future decisions, and that is the kind of freedom no one can give you. Only you can choose to receive it. Another theme begins to rise. Personal leadership, not in the sense of being a boss, but of managing your own life. You begin to act, not because someone told you to. You no longer wait for permission or for validation, and you stop punishing yourself when you get it wrong. You start speaking to yourself with trust, not the old harsh inner critic, but a steady, gentle voice that says, "Get up." Not in a rush, but get up. You've got this. There's an opportunity on the horizon, the kind that would have scared you before. The kind you used to turn down because you didn't believe in yourself yet. But this time, even if your heart races, even if fear still whispers nearby, you'll still say yes. Not to prove anything, just to see how far you've come. And that step, even if small, will mark a turning point, because you'll realize You're no longer the version of yourself who once doubted their own worth just because someone else didn't see it. Your communication will change too. You won't raise your voice. You won't repeat yourself 3 times to be heard. You'll say less, but with more clarity. You'll express your needs without guilt, without apologizing. And strangely enough, the world will finally start listening, because your energy is no longer contradicting itself. It's cohesive. It's centered. It doesn't apologize for existing. Material stability will begin to settle in, not through sudden luck, but through the small, wise decisions you're now making every day. Clarity helps you invest your time and energy more strategically. You stop trying to do it all. You focus, you choose, you prioritize, and little by little, your life stops feeling like an endless improv performance. Even patience takes on a new shape. It's no longer resignation. It's a kind of mature patience, knowing that good things take time to root deeply. And because you now know you're on the right path, you no longer rush. The feeling of chasing something that keeps slipping away is gone. You don't run. You walk. Every step has intention. Every pause has meaning. One day, you'll realize you're no longer the person you used to be. You'll remember them, the one who cried, who compromised, who hid all their wounds just to be loved. But you won't see yourself in them anymore. There's no rejection, just distance. And that distance is the sign of true growth. Now, when you look in the mirror, you're no longer searching for someone to fix. You're looking for someone brave enough to live honestly, even if imperfectly. And you'll smile, because that person is finally you, somewhere deeper, beyond the reach of language. A new kind of search has quietly begun inside you, not a desperate chase for answers, but a sincere urge to understand who you truly are when you're no longer tied to anyone else's story. You may find yourself drawn to books, meditations, or practices that once felt distant, strange, or not for someone like you. But this time, you arrive with a softer heart, not because you're broken, but because you're ready to listen to yourself. This journey won't be rigid. It won't be dogmatic. It won't come with labels or instructions. It's a kind of freedom where you're allowed to choose your own beliefs, your own pace, your own sacred rhythm, the one that matches your uniquely sensitive soul. You begin to filter what you allow into your mind. You no longer take in information passively. You start guarding your inner world as if it were the sanctuary of your spirit, only opening the doors to what is truly worthy. And later, when you've traveled deep enough, a strange reunion will occur. Not necessarily in person. It might be a memory, a message, a passing image, a flash of a dream. But when it happens, you'll realize something quietly profound. It doesn't hurt anymore. And in that one moment of awareness, you'll know you've truly healed. From that point on, you stop viewing the future as a field of uncertainty. You no longer make plans from fear of collapse. You begin to see the future as an open space where you don't need to control every variable to feel safe. You begin to trust yourself that even if things don't go as planned, you'll still be able to stand, turn, adapt, and find another way. Even your idea of success changes shape, no longer measured by numbers, status, or applause. Success becomes the peace you feel when you're alone, the courage to let go of what doesn't belong to you, the ability to connect without losing yourself. And once that definition shifts, so does everything else. There will be days when you wake up with crystal clarity, and there will be days when the fog lingers. But the difference is, you no longer fear the blurry days. You don't mistake being temporarily lost for being wrong, because you know your center is still there, a soft but steady root, a quiet but steady light, a silent but certain call, guiding you home. And if you remember one thing, let it be this: even if you feel like you're moving slowly, you're actually moving faster than you think. Some changes haven't yet shown up in your outer life, but your body already knows. Your sleep is deeper, your breath is calmer, your mind has begun to believe that maybe, just maybe, everything will be okay. Life is rewriting your blueprint, a new design, one that fits who you are now, stronger, softer, more true. And I'm still here, not as a guide, but as a quiet echo in the room, reminding you of what you've always known, but maybe forgot. In the noise of the world, there are still layers to explore, doors to open, truths waiting to be brought into the light, but none of it is urgent. Each one will come at the exact moment you're still enough to receive it, without fear of letting go of the old. A new chapter is also beginning, gently but firmly, where you care for your body not because someone told you to, not because of external expectations, but because you finally feel worthy of that care. Each full night of sleep, each thoughtful meal, each movement made with presence becomes a quiet ritual of self-respect, and you begin to understand that physical health is inseparable from emotional clarity, that when you care for yourself from love, not obligation, everything begins to move more smoothly, more lightly, more freely. One day, without fanfare, without announcement, you'll quietly mark a turning point. Maybe it's a boundary you finally set, a goal you once only dreamed, now touched, a farewell to an older self you once thought you'd never outgrow. And in that moment, you'll feel proud, not because anyone clapped, but because you know you were honest with yourself. Your language has shifted too, no longer a tool for compromise, but a vessel for creation. You speak with more care, not out of fear of being wrong, but because you understand that words carry energy. They can heal, they can connect, and if used at the wrong time, they can also wound. And now, you're learning when silence is the most loving response, not because you have nothing to say, but because some things are meant to grow quietly, in the heart, without ever needing sound. On a spiritual level, you've never felt more clearly that something much bigger is quietly guiding you, not through logic, not through obvious signs, but through a knowing, a sense that you're never truly alone, that the path will continue to unfold, even when you can't see the whole map. You no longer need to control every turn to feel safe. You just need to be present and honest about the direction that feels true to you. Sometimes, pieces of the past still return. A voice, a memory, someone who once broke your heart. But this time, they don't shake you like they used to. You realize what once triggered panic is now just a lesson, reread by a wiser mind. You've transformed failure from a sentence into soil for growth. You adjust, you repair, you move forward. No armor, no fear, no running. Resilience no longer feels like a heavy shield. It's become a second skin. Soft, but unbreakable. You're no longer reacting like someone life keeps happening to. You're responding like someone who is consciously designing their rhythm. One breath, one step, one decision at a time. Financially, you no longer scatter your energy, income, expenses, goals. They start to form a structure. With intention, you invest your time, not just to earn more, but to live more clearly. You stop improvising through life. You start building. Emotionally, your heart no longer gives itself away so easily. But it's not closed. It's just discerning. You don't make promises unless you're sure. You don't pacify just to keep someone near. But when you love with your whole being. No hiding, no halfway. And that consistency makes your relationships more sincere, more respectful, more aligned. One day, a question will rise inside you, a soft whisper that won't let you ignore it. What do I want to keep? And what am I finally ready to release? For good. And you won't fear the question, because it doesn't come to confuse you. It comes to return your power, to let you choose again, from clarity. And from that one question, you'll make decisions you once thought you'd never have the courage to make. During this time, you may begin to revisit those who once shaped you, parents, mentors, family. And for the first time, you'll look at them not through expectation, but through compassion, no longer judging, no longer demanding, just quietly realizing everyone carries their own weight. Everyone's been hurt, often without the words to say so. And as you see others more clearly, you start to truly forgive, not because they necessarily deserve it, but because you've grown enough to no longer carry what doesn't belong to you. And that is what true freedom looks like. Knowing what you'll hold, what you'll release, and what you'll never allow. To repeat again, you no longer idealize people. You no longer condemn them either. You see them as human. And when you can see them that way, imperfect, incomplete, simply human, you start to soften toward yourself too. You let go of the judgments that have weighed on you for years. You begin to feel forgiven, not by anyone else, but by the deeper understanding you now carry for both sides of every story. Time starts to change its shape. It no longer pulls you into endless memory or loops of anxiety about what might come. You start living more in the now, where there's no need to run from the past and no need to control the future. You're present, you're breathing, and somehow, you know that's enough. Yes, challenges still arise, doors may still close, but you no longer see them as threats. You recognize them as part of the movement, and now, you have the inner resources to meet them. Your identity is no longer defined by what you do, what you achieve, or what others think of you. You're beginning to see yourself as whole, even in your contradictions. No more chasing templates to prove you're worthy. You've granted yourself permission to simply be who you are, imperfect and still enough. Peace isn't some distant light you chase anymore. You're building it with small choices, with soft but clear boundaries, with quiet, steady action. No declarations, no drama. And then one day, you'll realize something simple and powerful. Every layer of change, you started it. You set the spiral in motion, not a circle, but a spiral that never returns to the same point, only rises, wider, stronger, higher. What's coming next isn't some fluffy promise. It's the natural result of everything you've been quietly planting. You are stepping into a chapter where every decision, every limit you honor, every love you choose, is beginning to bear fruit. Peace isn't just a fleeting feeling anymore. It's becoming your foundation. Intuition is no longer a vague hunch. It's your compass. And you no longer love, live, or choose like before. From now on, you love differently. You care for yourself differently. You choose who stays and why you continue, from a place of clarity. And the world will respond to you differently too. Opportunities arrive because you've stopped running from yourself. Aligned people appear because you no longer hold space for what's halfway. Paths open because you no longer close your heart out of fear. This is rebirth. Quiet, but unstoppable. This is the moment you stop merely existing and start truly living, when action no longer comes from a wound, but from awareness. When a dream is no longer just a flicker, but a direction. There's no turning back now. Because once you awaken, you can't go back to sleep. Growth is irreversible. Expansion is already happening. And now, I want to say this. From heart to heart, if something inside you stirs as you read or hear these words, if even one small part of you quietly nods, then I invite you to leave a comment below. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't need explaining. Just a simple affirmation. I am ready to live true to myself. Or whatever truth is echoing in your heart right now. You can also share this video, like it, or subscribe. Not just to support me, but to help this healing energy reach more souls walking a journey like yours. Your small support carries a ripple effect. Thank you for letting me be here with you in this sacred moment. Thank you for opening your heart, for listening with it, and for giving yourself the chance to become the beautiful being you've always had the seed to be. I am Andromeda, and this is not the end. It's the beginning of an entirely new cycle for you. Your path is expanding, your light is getting stronger every single day, and the most beautiful chapters of your story begin now. If this message speaks to your soul, comment I am ready to live true to myself below. Like, share, and subscribe to help this healing space ripple outward to those who need it most. I'll be here with you, gently but unwaveringly, because your light deserves to shine.